For the Japanese, beauty really is at the center of everything that they do. From the simplicity of Zen to the rich colors and textures of traditional Japanese arts, beauty is in everything.
It's not all superficial. It's beauty that begins from within, from food to how Japanese women wear their clothes and even move their body. It's all in the details. It is a beauty culture that's steeped in the past, but yet looks forward to the future. And I'll be sharing some of these beauty secrets with you today. I love the fact that something as seemingly insignificant as a leaf or a seed can have an almost miraculous effect in a beauty recipe. There's this urban legend that Japanese women don't get fat or old. And guess what? Apparently, it all begins with beans. From Azuki beans to black sweet beans and green soybeans. It's all about well-being. Certainly, it's worth trying out.
You know, there's nothing quite like a good night's sleep to get you raring to go in the morning. And I'm thinking to add to that a wonderful wash and go face cleanser. It's going to keep the glow. And today I'm going to show you how to make a really simple, very effective, all-natural face wash. Now, for centuries it's been recorded that Japanese women are literally obsessed with the beauty and health of their skin. And a face wash first thing in the morning, well, that is definitely the ancient way to go. For centuries, Japanese women have used things like rice bran and the Azuki bean as a natural exfoliator. It's got vitamin B complex, it has omega-3, iron, but it also has this real wonder thing called saponin. And what that really does in simple terms is that it just removes the excess bad oil that's clogging your pores from your skin, and it just retains your skin's natural moisture. Wonderful. So for this recipe, I'm gonna need about 3 tablespoons, and I have to pound it up. So, got half a tablespoon in there, and I'm just gonna put in 2.5 more. Okay, now you're gonna wanna pound this into a fairly fine powder. Now you wanna start with just cracking the beans first, because they're gonna start flying out of the pot otherwise. And that's just to get it going. And then after that, once the powder starts to form, then you go in a circular motion to create a nice fine powder. There we have it. I'm just gonna put this into my bowl here. And that's exactly how you want, a little bit of powder and a little bit of the outer husks. It smells beautiful. To that, I'm just gonna add a little bit of warm water. Now you wanna try just adding a little bit at a time, because the whole idea is that you need to get a consistency that's not too runny or too thick. And give it a little mix. Okay, now that is what I call the perfect consistency. You want for it to just be able to drop off your finger, like that. This thing is gonna tighten your pores without drying your skin out. So if you've got sensitive skin, it's perfect. I'm off to try this.
Recipe for Azuki Bean Face Wash. Method: put a handful of Azuki red beans into a mortar and pound into a fine powder. Add warm water and mix until a creamy paste forms. Use it as you would a regular cleanser.
Now you're just working with the beans as you would your normal face wash. The great thing though is that you've also got the exfoliating effect. It's very gentle, very soft, and it feels very, very lovely on the skin. Now, if you like the idea of being a bit of a style chameleon, and I certainly do, and all you need is a little help to go from Anita Kapoor to Ayumi Hamasaki, but with big curls.
Shunji Matsuo of Shunji Matsuo Salon was born in Kobe, Japan, and started his career in Osaka. He has worked all around the world, and his clients include Uma Thurman, Naomi Campbell, and the runway models of Yohji Yamamoto. I'd say this gentleman knows a thing or two about hair.
Shunji-san.
Good morning,
Hi.
Anita-san.
Well, I'm very excited to be here, and I cannot wait for you to do something great with my hair.
Of course, this way.
Thank you.
How are you, Anita-san?
Good and excited today.
Today you have a special occasion, right?
I do.
You have nice curl, you know?
Thank you.
Beautiful curl.
So Shunji, what would have been like in 19th century Japan? Like back then, the old days, how would people have been taking care of their hair? What kind of styles did they have?
Have you seen kabuki?
Yes, yes.
A traditional play in Japan, and also geisha.
Of course, beautiful hair,
yes,
perfect
beautiful hair, very structured. Do you know a small wrestler hair? Yeah, similar to kabuki.
Of course,
hair.
sumo wrestlers have like this beautiful hair, like tied up at the
Yes,
top and
yes.
very sleek.
In Japan, they have binsuke. Binsuke means
Binsuke.
special oil. Even small wrestler, they put oil and always special comb, wooden comb. They
Wooden
comb
comb.
through all the time.
What's it made from?
Made from, I think, plants.
Okay, so it's a very natural, organic kind of oil.
Yes, they don't believe in shampoo. I'm not sure they had the shampoo or not, but I think rinsing and also they put the special pomade makes more shiny, beautiful texture.
You see, we could learn tips like that. We could use that today, these old tips, like not too much shampooing, keep your hair healthy.
Okay, so Anita, I made already very curly hair.
I love
this
it.
This is a more party look, when you dress up, very nice.
Whew, this is the modern me.
And the final touch, I'm gonna use traditional Japanese oil called tsubaki oil, made by flower.
What kind of flower is in that?
This is cameo flower, maybe existing in Japan only.
I've not heard of that flower before.
I just put a little bit end, so can make it a little bit shiny.
Wow. And how did people use this like traditionally?
They can use for treatment at home, like more like head spa.
Wow, for the hair and the scalp.
Yes.
That's nice. It's like the old meets the new. Very nice.
Anita, I'm finished. I hope you like it.
Yeah, wow. It's wild. It's great. I love it, Shunji. Thank you so much.
Thank you so
I
much
love
for
my
coming.
hair.
Thank you very much. I have some present for you.
You do?
This is Japanese seaweed. Traditional Japanese people believe in wakame. You do hair treatment or eat, makes very healthy, shiny hair.
Let me try it.
Yes.
Crunchy. Thank you.
You're welcome.
I think I'm going to find a good use for this.
Okay,
and
thank you.
I loved spending time with you.
Thank
Hope
you
to
very much.
see you again.
Okay. Thank you.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
Wow, I love it when the old and new collide in beauty, and that's especially so of the Japanese beauty scene. I've got my hair done by a modern master, and I have a very old-fashioned remedy. I'm sure I can do something special with this.
In terms of beauty, I think we're spoilt for choice these days. We can look into the past for inspiration, or perhaps beyond our shores to our beauty-obsessed Japanese counterparts and take a page from their legendary Beauty Black Book. I got my first ingredient bought from an online organic shop called natures-glory.com. It's clay, a magic ingredient ordered right to my doorstep.
Love it. Every time you sit down in a Japanese restaurant and order a big bowl of edamame, know that you are ordering the world's wonder snack. This is chock full of everything your body needs. First of all, it comes packed with amino acids, including the 8 that our body doesn't produce, which is filled with antioxidants and nutrients. How's that for amazing? Well, let's see what else Mother Nature has in store for me that I could turn into a wonderful Japanese youth potion. And of course, where would I buy my youth-defying products? At my favorite little Japanese convenience store. This place is a little treasure trove. Now I need a few things. Yes. Rice bran, of course. Some sesame oil. Nice. And tofu, organic, of course. Perfect. And you're looking at me thinking, that simple? Can't be, but it is. I have the arame from Shunji. I've got these, and it looks like I'm all set. I am supposed to be heading home, but I couldn't possibly miss this little pit stop. This is where I come for artistic inspiration.
Once the reserve of older folk and graceful geishas, kimono are making a comeback with young Japanese women today, thanks to a plentiful supply of beautiful, cheap, second-hand specimens in Japan. The kimono first came about in Japan during the Heian period of 794 to 1185. 12 layers of robes with peaking collars to show off the multi-layered materials were worn. Traditionally, the art of wearing a kimono is passed down from mother to daughter. Today, the traditional kimono is worn during special occasions, such as tea ceremonies and weddings, and by the more adventurous Japanese girls for traipsing around Tokyo clubs. Underneath the kimono, a woman wears a collared garment known as juban. Kimono are wrapped from the left side over the right and held securely by a thick belt known as obi. The traditional obi or sash can be long and a challenge to tie on your own. Made from a single bolt of fabric called a tan, kimonos are often accompanied by traditional clogs worn with split-toe socks. Often hand-sewn, the old kimono is handed down from generation to generation as precious heirlooms. The colored robes are made from gorgeous and intricately detailed materials, making them not only eye-catching, but worn in a way that makes women look delicate. Kimono in Japanese simply means something to wear. Nowadays, it is referred to as the traditional Japanese costume. Being of decidedly non-Japanese origin, I feel that there is only so much I can learn about Japanese beauty culture on my own. Luckily, I have a friend to help me out. Nothing beats learning from someone who breathes fashion and beauty every waking moment. Being Japanese helps too. When the media quotes fashion, it's likely the name Hideki Akiyoshi comes up. Creative Director of Style Asia, 41-year-old Hideki is one of the most influential style icons in Singapore and absolutely my favorite metrosexual in town.
I have been in the fashion industry about 20 over years, about since 1984. When I started the fashion business in 1985-86 was a very good time because I love Tokyo fashions. You know, like Yoji, Comme des Garçons, Issey Miyake, they totally destroyed the European designers concept, which is very Japanese. And then I realized, fashion is quite interesting. That's, always create something new. And then I have been attracted with this glamorous and beautiful, creative industry. Japanese tend to always see the beauty in the constructions. Japanese girls has a really great skin, but although they take care, they spend a lot of time, like maybe 1 or 2 hours per day, which is amazing. Good things about Japanese food, we don't use much oil and more fish like sashimi, sushi, a lot of grilled fish, and also we have this beans culture, which is all tofu, miso, even natto. That's why I think a lot of people say some Japanese would never get fat or get old. Okay, now I would like to share the drink I always make for myself whenever I'm very stressed or very tired. Very simple. Okay, first, green tea. Green tea is famous for detoxing and to make you slim, also control your cholesterol in your blood. This is something special. I will add some lemon skin. Of course, lemon is good for your skin and a lot of vitamin C. Okay, next is ginger. Just probably 1/4 or to 1/3 of ginger stick. Okay, now very simply I pour hot water into the pot. Okay. Now I add the lemon juice. It's already like a lot of lemon flavor you can smell. So it's just kind of like a very detoxing and very kind of make you calm, which is something you can try, which is very good. 고치소사마でした.
Just like a senbei or Japanese rice cracker, the magic of Japanese beauty happens when you unwrap all the layers and get to the heart of the matter. How you live your life, what you eat, what you put into your body. And that's the way. That's the Japanese way. Today I am all about the hair and skin. Now I've got some great potions that pack a really, really powerful punch. But if there's one thing I've learned about beauty, is that all the effort should just be natural. It should be easy. I'm just going to get the rest of my ingredients and grab my bowl, because I've got a really great story to tell you. It was discovered a very long time ago that Japanese sake brewers seem to have the softest, most wonderful, youthful looking hands. And then they discovered that it was all owing to rice bran. Now rice bran, in case you don't know, is the outer husk of rice. It's power-packed with vitamins and minerals, but this is what it has that other things don't have: antioxidants. Just need a tablespoon of this. Next in, I just need about a tablespoon of honey. Now honey is going to bind the recipe together, but this is something you may not have known. Honey also has an ability to make your skin smooth, and that's the action of the sugar in the honey. That's perfect. To that, I'm going to add tofu. Now I've left mine in the fridge for a little while because it's nice and cold that way. Soothes the skin when you apply it. Now we're using tofu because it's packed with protein. I'm just going to use half of it, which is equivalent to what the recipe asks for, 2 tablespoons. And all you've got to do is mash all the ingredients together. Okay, this is starting to look real good. Gotta try it. That is nice. Like tofu cereal. Perfect consistency. I'm just gonna pop this in the fridge to cool down a bit. Very nice for my face pack.
Recipe for tofu face pack. Method: add tofu, rice bran and honey into a mixing bowl. Mash well. Apply to clean skin, leave on for 15 minutes, then rinse off with warm water.
Hi. My clay powder. Thanks very much. See ya. I've been waiting for this ingredient all day. Remember when I went to Shunji's salon and he said, Anita, here's the arame. And he said, use this, it's gonna be really great for you. And I thought, hey, I'm gonna make an arame hair pack. Now, if you're wondering what arame is, it's a kind of seaweed. And it's very, very mild to taste, but it's power packed. I need to put about 4 tablespoons of the arame to soak. Now I'm gonna use the arame specifically because it's rich in iron, it's rich in zinc, calcium, and iodine. A guesstimate of 4 tablespoons, which would be about 2 handfuls. I need to soak this in a bit of hot water. You've got to use boiling hot water. So cover all of the arame so it soaks nicely. And while that's soaking, I have to tell you all about clay. And that is my very special ingredient. You know, clay has been used for centuries. People have ingested it. They've used it for everything from arthritis to chronic fatigue syndrome. It could even alleviate migraines. I love how it smells. It's really earthy. Now I need 3 nice tablespoons of clay. And now I need my trusty old blender. Now if you're gonna work with a lot of natural ingredients, there are just a few tools that you must have. A blender, a pounder, that's 2 of them. And my arame looks definitely ready. Now, this is definitely how it should look. There shouldn't be too much water content in there, and each of the strands should have nicely swelled up. So just toss the arame in, water and all, and be careful, it is still a little bit hot. Next in, just scatter the clay in there, and to top all of that off, I'm going with a couple of teaspoons, which makes up 1 tablespoon of sesame oil. Now always make sure that you get the purest sesame oil possible. And that's it. I'm just gonna blend it all together. Wonderful. You just have to make sure that you've blended it enough so that all the arame bits have been broken up and blended nicely. This is the perfect consistency. You want it to be just nice, not too wet, not too dry. It'll slap on nicely as a hair pack. I kind of feel a Japanese spa moment has come upon me. I think I'm going to try this with my tofu face pack.
Recipe for arame hair pack. Method: steep the arame in hot water for about 4 to 5 minutes or until it's soft and thick. Pour arame and water mixture into a blender together with clay powder. Add sesame oil and blend until thick. Add a little more water if the mixture is too dry. Apply to hair and wrap in a towel. Leave on for 30 minutes, then wash off.
I've been looking forward to this all day. Finally, the opportunity to sit out here on my balcony and try my concoctions. I'm going to start with the fabulous hair pack. The thing to always remember, whether you're using something for your hair or for your face, is always try a little bit of a patch test. And that's all you need. 30 minutes and then you just wash it right off. Next in, my tofu face pack. Oh, that feels great. It's nice and cool as well.
It's been a wonderful week, and I've learned that the best things in life are often the simplest. My time with Shunji has opened my eyes to both the ways of the modern and the traditional that exist side by side in Japanese culture today. And Mari showed me how delicate the art of kimono is. I learned that beauty the Japanese way is a lifestyle adopted in everyday activities that translates in both how we eat and what we do. It's a lifestyle that I could easily get used to. Until the next time, arigatou gozaimasu.